This is MLS Report.
Hey guys, welcome back to another MLS Report Matchday recap. I'm your host, Tyler. And for Matchday 21, it was a midweek showdown. And real quick, before we jump right into the matches, hit subscribe so you're always tuned in to the next MLS Report. And to kick off this midweek slate, we got to start with the game of the midweek. As number 3 Chicago took on Orlando City in Orlando, and early on, Chicago took the lead, showing they were the better team. But Orlando fought and survived as they waited for something, and something came in the form of a weather break. As this game took another 100 minutes until it resumed, and then 5 minutes later, halftime. And then 5 minutes later, halftime resumed. LOL. Orlando came back from the weather delay ready, as they scored within 10 minutes of a half as well. But again, the theme of Orlando and Griezmann's season thus far in MLS is that they can't put the ball in the back of the net. The red jerseys brought zero luck in the last couple games they've used them. Please bring back the yellow uniforms, because again, late, Lewandowski scores. This time, a pen after he drew it on a real dumb defensive error by Johnson. Robert Lewandowski went up to the penalty spot, being a 90% taker, had nothing but smiles after drawing the penalty, and had nothing but more smiles after he converted his penalty to make it his third MLS goal in 5 games, and his highest performing game so far. Berhalter is starting to find real success now that he can finally start using his superstar toy. This makes it 6 games in a row as well in all competitions, as Chicago sit third in MLS. They are rolling. As for Orlando, they remain in 10th place, but look to next week where they play Real Salt Lake at home. Next, we move to Philadelphia, where the Union took on Inter Miami. And this game lived up to the hype, as there was 4 goals in this game. Philly took the lead early on and looked to be in control to repeat Miami's nightmare from the other day. But Messi and company had other plans. As Philly looked to score again, Miami was ready with the counter, as Messi passed the ball to Suarez, headed the ball across right to Pinter with the equalizer. Then, minutes later, Miami score again, this time vintage Lionel Messi with a golazo. But after the half, Philly came out with fire as they almost immediately scored 2 bangers. Then finally, in the 58th minute, Pierre scores a diving header on a free kick. This one was coming as Miami's defense looked to be falling apart with another goal minutes later. But it was saved by a VAR offside, and really by the shoe size of Pierre on another free kick opportunity. Miami ended up surviving the match with intense defending and tactical fouls, you can call it. But most of all, important saves by St. Clair. If Rios Novos was in, this game would have been over early. No doubt Miami would have lost. And Philly won the game not just because of coaching, but because they have a superstar themselves. Kevin Sullivan with another spectacular performance. And if he would have scored, would have outplayed Messi. He's so shifty and creative. I love his style of play, especially in MLS. Taking on players in front of you at a high percentage is hard, but Kevin makes it look easy, dude. He does. He really makes it look easy. And he made Miami's defense look like amateurs. And these aren't just no-name MLS defenders. This is Sergio Reguilon, who he made embarrassingly fall over. Or Casemiro, Brazil's captain. in the 2026 World Cup, who he made look foolish. He needs to work on his finishing, and he needs to be more selfish with the ball. But I love Cavan's spirit, as at the end of the game, Cavan's brother Quinn was fouled by Ian Frey, and then stepped on by Ian Frey, and Quinn, he didn't like it, so he tackled Ian Frey, rugby style, and Cavan came in to defend his big brother, and was attacked by Yannick Bright, who grabbed a 16-year-old boy, and got in the face of Cavan, a kid. But Cavan held back his rage and ended up walking away as Bright continued to bark. The referee, typical MLS style, then gave the red card to Cavan and Bright for violent conduct, for both of them having their hands clinched near the head area. They honestly just need to fix that rule. And Donald Trump should rescind this red card, since Cavan America was just trying to protect his family and his team. As for reality, both players are set to miss next game, and both players look to be fined a minimum of $1,500. Miami plays Toronto at home on Saturday to kick off a much-needed home stretch. As for Philly, they look to catch heat after this momentum game to try to find a way into the playoff picture, as they take on Austin FC away on Saturday. Later that evening, number 5 Charlotte took on Toronto in a crazy 3-3 thriller. Charlotte took the lead early in the 8th minute, but Toronto responded in the 14th. But again, Charlotte answered and looked to be the better, more complete team, scoring again first after halftime to make it a 3-1 game, and Toronto down a man, with Zimmerman causing the foul that led to the goal. But somehow, Toronto fought back with 10 men and scored in the 77th minute. And then, after many impressive saves by the goalkeeper, Luca Gavron, that kept them in the game until the very end. And finally, Toronto were able to capitalize and scored from their star man, Dortch. He scored a completely crazy circus goal in the 90th minute. Charlotte FC should be upset, as they had the win in hand, but have to look to Saturday versus DC United to grab some points. As for Toronto, it's going to be a real test as they play Inter Miami in Miami. And for our final match spotlight goes to number 5 Dallas, as they took on number 8 Real Salt Lake, as Dallas came into this one favored in Salt Lake City. And in the 17th minute, Dallas proved those analysts correct, as they scored an outside-the-box low and hard banger of a goal. Then 3 minutes later, a ladder-climbing header by Musa to make it 2-0. Dallas had the beginning stages of a blowout about to happen on America First Field. Then, in the 37th minute, Diego Luna sends in a ball on a free kick to Solans for a one-time finish goal. 2-1. Then minutes later, Yedlin should have tied the game and scored. But instead, Musa scores minutes later, right before halftime, low and hard into the bottom right corner. That makes 16 goals for Musa this MLS season. The best number 9 in the MLS. RSL looked dead at the half, down 3-1. Then, after a couple chances, Guille scores a quick goal, a nice team goal to make it 3-2. Then after a couple questionable possessions, Luna shows up again with a header goal this time, a golazo. Too much force for the goalie to compete with, and RSL looked to have completed the comeback at home. But as time was winding down in the added time, Benjamin scores a worldy, outside the box, low corner pocket goal at the 90th minute, +1 added time. A stunning heartbreak for RSL fans. RSL take on Orlando on Saturday, where they look to forget about Wednesday. As for Dallas, they now control their own destiny, as they sit in 5th place, tied with 4th place San Jose, and only 5 points behind 1st place Houston. Dallas takes on Vancouver on Saturday in what looks to be a can't-miss event. Now here's a quick look around the league. And this week's MLS Report Match Week 21 MVP goes to Al Hassan Yusuf for his hat trick against DC United. And that concludes Matchday 21's recap with MLS Report. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more MLS Report.